Hello students! Welcome to 4th grading. This is Ma'am Eunice, your Practical Research 1 teacher. This module by Ma'am Marivic T. Climacosa deals with the understanding of qualitative research design. It describes the principle about description of sample, data collection, and analysis. It also involves the application of imaginative research-related principles to create an output. Start by answering what I know for your pretest. Your pretest is a 10-item multiple-choice examination. Lesson 1 is about qualitative research design. Here, you will be choosing the most appropriate qualitative research design for your study. In the previous grading, you learned the importance of knowing and writing literature review. This lesson will focus on the types and characteristics of a qualitative research design. What is good in this type of research is that it is open and flexible, allowing researchers to modify their design. In the activity portion, write 5 words you often associate with the word design. Number 1 is done for you. I associate the word plan with the word design. Now think of 4 other words. Based on the words you have chosen, formulate your own definition or description of research design. What is a research design? Research design is the overall plan for collecting data to answer the research questions. It also includes collection of data, research timeline, and participants or respondents. This also includes the specific data analysis techniques or methods that the researcher intends to use. Hence, research design is the plan for conducting the study. Let us review the types of qualitative research design which could be used as technique in collecting and analyzing data. First is ethnography. It is a study of cultural patterns of people and their perspective as a group. It also involves their beliefs, values, and attitudes. The emphasis here is on documenting or portraying the everyday experiences of individuals by observing and interviewing them. It requires 3 things: description of the culture being studied, analysis of perceived themes or perspectives, and your own interpretation of their meanings and generalization about the social life in general. The expected output here is a holistic cultural portrait of the group being studied. For example, the study by Peter Hill in 2008 is entitled The Everyday Lives of Men, an ethnographic investigation of young adult male identity. The researcher here described in details the ways which masculinities were observed every day. Second is the narrative inquiry. According to Creswell in 2013, the procedures for implementing narrative inquiry consist of focusing on studying 1 or 2 individuals, gathering data through the collection of their stories, reporting individual experiences, and chronologically ordering the meaning of those experiences. In conducting a narrative inquiry, determine first if your study fits narrative research. Then select 1 or more individuals to participate in your study. Collect information from their stories, analyze their stories, but make sure to be useful to them, and then have a clear understanding of their life. An example of a narrative inquiry is the study of Teresa Andrea Nugent in 2007 entitled A Narrative Inquiry of Teachers' Perceptions Regarding Their Professional Development. Another type is phenomenology. A phenomenological study describes the common meaning for several individuals of their lived experiences of a concept or a phenomenon. In conducting phenomenological research, determine first if your study is best examined for this, and then decide for a phenomenon of interest to study. Collect data from in-depth and multiple interviews. Ask the questions, what have you experienced in terms of the phenomenon, and what contexts or situations have typically influenced or affected your experiences of the phenomenon. Build on the data by creating themes and structural descriptions, and from those, write a composite description that presents the essence of the phenomenon, also called as the essential invariant structure. Read this example. Another type is case study. It requires an in-depth investigation of an activity, an event, a process, or 1 or several individuals. It does not only focus on people but also on programs and projects. Lichman in 2006 emphasized that case study seems to be primarily a method without any philosophical underpinnings. Cases can be a typical case, a program that exists in a school division with average test scores. It can be an exemplary or model case, a program nominated by a school division with high test scores, or an unusual or unique case, a program identified by a school division using special materials. Here are the following examples. Corbin and Strauss in 2007 defined grounding theory as moving beyond description to generate or discover a theory, a unified theoretical explanation, while Creswell in 2013 defined it as a good design to use when a theory is not available to explain or understand a process. For example, imagine that you are studying teachers from urban school settings. You are interested in investigating how administrative support enhances teaching. Another example is Petrie's study about English as a second language teachers' views on the innovation of visual language using grounded theory. Lastly, content or discourse analysis is a method that allows the researcher to study human behavior indirectly or by means of analyzing their communications. That is according to Frankel, Wallen, and Yoon in 2015. It involves the analysis of the content of virtually any type of communication like textbooks, newspapers, novels, essays, magazine articles, cookbooks, songs, political speeches, advertisements, and pictures. For example, perceptions of collaboration, a content analysis of student journals, using alcohol to sell cigarettes to young adults, an analysis of cigarette advertisements, an analysis of multicultural teacher education coursework syllabi. Try to think of qualitative researches that will complete the following statements in the abstraction. Number 1 is already done for you. Number 1, if I could discover a community's experience on COVID-19, I would ask a community of Filipino nurses who are working abroad. This is a case study. In the application portion, classify the following list of research topics according to the 5 types of qualitative research design, and then justify your answer. For example, number 1, an investigation on helping professionals with learning disabilities. This study is an example of a phenomenological research. Now, why? Because it investigates the lived experiences of helping professionals with learning disabilities. Lastly, write a short reflection of your learnings from this lesson. That's all for lesson 1. Thank you for watching.